start their own journey when they're looking for. This has been a very successful series that we have been running since COVID time, where we encourage the new entrepreneurs and bring them the business opportunities which are there in the market, right sitting at your home. So friends, a very warm welcome again to this business opportunity over chai, to the people who are watching us live here and also watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. Franchise India has been helping investors like yourself since past 25 years to pick up the right business opportunity for yourself, because picking up a business becomes a complete process. And we probably at Franchise India, we don't just sell you a business, while rather we approach a very systematic approach where we can help you pick up the right business with the 4 fitments, which is known as SOMF: strategic, operational, market, and financial. These 4 fitments become crucially important when you're going to pick up your business. And today, we're going to explore an industry which is absolutely required, a problem which is there in the market. We see that 80% of the people who get promoted or get jobs are the people who have a good communication skill. Communication skills has become the most important in any or every industry you're working in. So today we are going to invite a brand which is GSEduverse, who's going to help us understand the business opportunity. And friends, we'll open this forum for Q&As also. So please use the Q&A box to post any questions that you have. So brand which is bringing franchise opportunities in your area. So anybody who is already in the coaching, training, and vocational institutes could be the right fit for this business opportunity. Educational institute, entrepreneurs and consultants, and even young couples could be a part of it. Language training course institutes could definitely be a good advantage for them to partner with them. And also career placement and immigration consultants would be a great part. With that, I would like to invite Mr. Vikas Malhotra. Mr. Vikas is somebody who has conceived the brand, and probably we always say that when you pick up a business, it really has to be a problem solver. So Vikas ji, बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है आपका इस business opportunity over Chai Pe. And before we start the formal presentation, I'm sure you would have seen a problem in the market, and that would have helped you conceive the idea of getting this business. So tell us the story behind how did you start the journey, sir?
Sure. So, see, I'm a coach. I'm a professional by profession for many, many years, and a coach by choice. I'm a professional certified coach by International Coach Federation. And while coaching people, what always struck me was that humans have infinite potential. I mean, how many times we've seen that we surprise ourselves. We feel, "Arey, ye maine kaise kar diya?" You know, and that is something which sticks with me, and that's now a very innate belief that I have. And so, if we augment the human potential, then humans actually, they achieve greatness. And that's the belief with which we started this journey. Whatever we do to actually, augment the potential of people. And in this case, we realized, and you said it exactly right. I mean, from GSEduverse point of view, we see that there is a huge gap between the education. So the whole world knows that Indians the parents focus so much on education, right? But the industry, and we also know that education and industry, they have a gap between them. Industry keeps saying, I mean, we have this classic problem where we have unemployment in this country. And if you ask the industry says, we can't find professionals, and the reason is that skill gap. So that is where we identified that's the area we want to play with. We want to be in the skilling area where we bridge the gap between education and industry, make people more industry ready. And in that endeavor, we are going to in many more products, many more courses, but our first step on that is Voxy, which is basically a US company, an AI-based English learning platform. And you rightly said it, English is today one of the I mean, it's a skill in itself, right? I mean, if you don't know anything, you know English, you still get a job. You can still do something. But if you're very good at technical skills, but you can't speak English, or you're not good at communication, you fall behind. You do not achieve what you can. And that's where we thought that this is a big gap in this country. I think there are more brands coming up, but what we have brought is a very unique proposition. And this focuses on the learner. And I'll explain in my presentation how this focuses on the, and it's our understanding of who the learner is, so that we can actually help them achieve what they want. So that's the little story behind, as you asked, Saras.
Thank you, Mr. Malhotra. Probably very inspiring and very convincing that yes, you have really brought a different flavor altogether in the education world. Eagerly waiting for your presentation, because that would have been my next question. The plethora of players in the market. So what is the USP you're bringing, not only for the user, but also for a person who starts your business? Over to you, sir.
Sure. So shall we get into the presentation, and
please,
most of your questions will be answered.
Please. And friends, we still motivate you, use the Q&A box, which is there, to ask any questions that you have. And after a formal presentation, I will take up all your questions with the names as well. So, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to share my screen, and sorry, please let me know when
loud and clear and visible, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So first of all, a very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you to Franchise India for bringing us here. And thank you to all of you visionary investors who are here with us, who are listening to us, and who have joined us today. Thank you, and a very good afternoon to all of you. I look forward to sharing what we are bringing to table for you and for your students. And we feel this is actually a brilliant opportunity for all of us, not only to, of course, make money, that's one part, but also to do some really good in the for our country, for our youth, and overall wellness of, good of our society. So what I'm representing today is GSEduverse, which is a unit of Growth Source. This is a company we started almost 5 years now back, and it's been a phenomenal journey. And I'll take you through that quickly. And of course, we're talking about the franchise proposal for that. It's right written on the first line. Our core belief, the belief I talked about, is the belief of our company as well. And whatever we do as a company, we remain within those realms. We started more as a content creation company about 5 years back, 4.5+ years back. And over that time, we've already created more than 1,000 hours of content, more than 500, actually now it's more than 700 probably. Lakhs of students we have impacted, and many curricula we have created. I'll just run through this so that we can spend more time on the franchise opportunity. This is just the background of how we started. The way we look at it, while you see 4 pieces here, we look at it as 3 lines of business. These 2 constitute as the content side of the business, where we create core technical content as well, of course, soft skills. A lot of the other companies we see, they create a lot of soft skills content, but we also specialize in technical skills contents, and of course, package them into the latest cutting edge technologies of e-learning, gamifications, animations, and also AR/VR, which is today the futuristic technology. In fact, just today morning, I saw in the newspaper that Apple yesterday, Tim Cook launched their AR glasses. So that's the futuristic one, and we are already creating content around that. I'll take you first to the rightmost one, which is our technology services. We have a learning management system which we give to our clients on a software as a service basis. In fact, we are converting it right now um, into a multi-tenant system, and hopefully in the next quarter itself, we'll be able to offer this free of cost for the first year to all of our franchisees. So that's a value add we will bring, but probably that's about 3 months away as of now. But you'll still get an access to our current LMS. And gaining from the strengths of both of these is where this GSEduverse comes in, and we're bringing all of our strengths into this to actually curate, create, and offer courses, like I said, bridging between education and the industry, focusing on the student who benefits. And the first offering, Voxy, which is AI-driven English learning platform, and I'll talk more about it. As a company, we've created content. We've been industry agnostic. We've already created content across 22 industry verticals. So that's the kind of span we've worked on. So we understand industries, we understand the academics part of it, the pedagogy, and the delivery. So that was about Growth Source and our journey till now. Before we get into the GSEduverse and more about Voxy and this franchise opportunity, I want to give you a little background about what is the market and opportunity. While for other courses, there will be more opportunity there. But for this presentation, we confine ourselves to just the English learning market. And that in itself is a large market size, and it's a huge opportunity. And I don't think anyone could deny this fact. English is growing in importance, even 75 years after our independence. Today, it's not like a remnant of the Britishers left behind, but it's actually it's almost like the fast forward of today. Indians, I mean, they have so much of global aspirations. We'll show you more about this in the next slide. But we are the largest ethnic group in almost all the English-speaking countries, and our students actually going into their universities. Government is also creating initiatives. We work with a lot of skilling councils in the government, and even the state skill councils, they actually tell us that English is a very, very important aspect, and they're actually creating courses around that. We're talking to them too. Digital learning is growing, and most of the digital content is in English. So if students want to get those skills, they need to learn English and be more proficient at it. And of course, there are many private English institutes, and we actually would be a good partner to them as well. Currently, an estimated $4 billion is the market size of just English language training. And by Macmillan, what they tell us is that within the next 3 to 4 years, by 2027, it'll hit $5 billion industry. In fact, there's another report we saw. This is actually a slower growth rate, approximately 6.5%. Another report actually put the CAGR growth at 16.3%. So that's the now various reports, but either way you look at it, this is a hugely growing market and a very vast area for us to work on. Indians studying abroad, it's a clear, if you see the trajectory is very, very clear. These are the 2 years of pandemic. But look at it, even here, it didn't go to zero. Even during the thick part of pandemic, the 2020, when COVID really hit us hard, even then 2.5 lakhs plus Indian students actually enrolled in international universities. So that's a charm of international universities for India. Last year, I mean, we just looked at some reports of IELTS. So IELTS says that in 2022, there 15% extra students took their exams from the previous years. So they're seeing a 15% growth as well. So, I mean, this is all increasing and really growing. I also talked about the learner. We have a lot of focus on the learner. So we do not just believe on those, I mean, there's a wisdom in those age-old systems, but those are not the only ones which work today, where you put 50 people, 100 people in a classroom and deliver them something, and you know, most of them actually don't get it. So what we're, let me give you a little background about the modern learner as well. You would agree with me. Today, people check their phones up to 9 times an hour. A lot of our content consumption actually happens on the phone. You know, most people don't watch a video longer than 4 minutes. In fact, 4 minutes seems a very high time already. Today, YouTube says do not have videos more than 7 minutes. That's their sweet spot. You know, if the information is not applied, if it's not an applied learning, then people tend to forget 75% within 6 days. So it's like just a recency effect. And that's what a lot of children do. They just learn the last day so that they can almost vomit on the exam day and just get numbers. But then how much do they remember? And of course, this is more from working employees. They only want to put 1% of their typical work week, which is like 24 to 30 minutes they want to spend. Digital age behavior. I mean, India stands at 3 hours 45 minutes as per this study, but the youth we are talking about, I think it would be easily 6 to 7 hours a day they spend on their mobiles. And what are they doing? They're surfing on YouTube, they're on Netflix and certain other social media, and we'll see what is making these you know, so successful. So how can we revolutionize the learning experience to fit the modern learner's lifestyle? That's one of the key questions we always have. And one thing we saw which is common in the success of all of these, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, and Netflix, is hyper personalization. So everything is personalized to your requirement. What you need is given to you, rather than, you know, a plethora of stuff just thrown at you and you just go through it. Or the old age television, where something is being you know, given on the screen. You don't have a choice, you just have to see that. But today the choice is in your hands. So what do we do? And if there are different kinds of learners, how do we, you know, cut the clutter and give them what they want? And for that, what we and Voxy have done is that we've used AI. So it personalizes and gives people exactly what is required. So coming back to GSEduverse, so we've understood the market potential, we've understood the learner profiles and how we can really create our content to impact them. And that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to create exciting educational experiences for our learners. Our mission is to inspire and enhance their journeys. We want them to achieve their personal and professional goals. We want to skill, upskill, and reskill learners. And of course, Voxy, we'll talk about Voxy just in the next slide. But before that, let me share a small video, which in a nutshell will give you what is it about GSEduverse. So just over to the video for about a minute or so.
Welcome to GSEduverse, where we prepare learners for a future of endless possibilities. GSEduverse is a platform that aims to inspire and augment learners' journeys through carefully crafted content and international partnerships. We specialize in higher education and skilling, offering courses that skill, upskill, or and reskill learners, helping them achieve their personal and professional goals. By partnering with GSEduverse, you gain access to a strong international brand, global teaching resources, and world-class products and courses. Our comprehensive learning management system empowers you to manage learners, host content, and conduct training seamlessly. Introducing our flagship offering, Vocational. This innovative English training learning program is designed for tomorrow's professionals, breaking down language barriers and improving careers. Why partner with us? You'll be entering a high-growth industry with extremely low investment and very high returns. No education experience is required, as we provide all the necessary training and support for you to succeed. We offer world-class training courses and certification, complete product trainings, marketing support, and assistance in team selection. We are committed to your success. Join GSEduverse and become a catalyst for transforming lives. Together, let's empower learners, unlock their potential, and achieve greatness. GSEduverse. Inspire, skill, achieve.
Okay, so just moving forward. So you got a gist on that video, but Vocational, it's a very innovative platform, very well respected across the world. Already 4 million learners on the platform across 150 countries. They were not in India, we brought them to India. And over 1,000 corporate customers. So this just does not work for students. This also works very well for the corporates. And a lot of large corporates actually use us. So how it works, it's very innovative, very effective, and very impactful. It's personalized, and once you sign up with us, you'll get more deeper insights into how it actually works. But just to give you a gist of it, it's very personalized, hyper personalized, like we talked about. It's very, very engaging content. We pick up real world content. In fact, there are about 27,000 lessons on the platform, and every day 3 to 5 lessons are being added every day. So it is a very recent content. It's not something which was written somewhere in 1800s or early 1900s, like Alice in Wonderland or whatever. It's very skill based, focused on results, and it's easy to run. So all in all, we feel it's a very compelling value proposition. It's a very high growth industry. In fact, not just the English, but overall education and skilling is a very rapidly growing industry. It's a very low investment model. We'll talk a little more about the investment in the coming slides. Very high return on investment. And while like you heard Saras talking that we're looking at this also becoming an additional offering in your repertoire if you are already into the education industry, but you really do not only need that experience. So people without that experience could also be an equal fit for this. This is overall the net the franchise model we're talking about. It's a 4-4 model, franchisee owned, franchisee operated. The area requirement, we've put less than 200 square feet here, but all we're asking for is actually 2 desk space, because 2 people to man this initially. So it will be less than 50 square feet, to be frank. Investment is just, it's actually 4.5 lakhs. Out of that 4.5 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs is the franchise fee. The agreement is for 3 years. Your ROI is phenomenal, and your payback period is just about 5 months. You get your money back, and we'll explain it further. Sorry, I'll just please feel free to stop me for any questions, or if you want, we can take all the questions at the end.
We'll take it in the end, sir.
Sure. So I'll probably take just a little more time to finish this. So you get the unit license, initial brand exclusive rights for your territory. There are no investments. You can run it out of your existing office. You do not need any extra space. You definitely need to invest in an initial inventory. You need to just create a team of marketing and counseling professionals, the 2 people I talk about initially. I also talked about the B2B potential of this. This is a very good bulk sales potential of this product at colleges, educational institutes, consultancies, coaching and training centers. So in case you pick it up, you could actually attract more students around of right TG. You get a minimum 15%, and it can go to between 20 to 25% as well, depending upon. So there's a slab structure, but for presentation purpose, we've kept it just as at the bare minimum. So whatever extra is just your additional earning. You need to market our courses in your territory, and of course you get full brand support. The ideal partner profile, Sir has talked about it. I mean, all coaching institutes, educational institutes, even young entrepreneurs, or just simple consultants. It kind of works very well for all. As far as you feel you can attract students. So that's the only kind of prerequisite. If you're already working in that arena, or you want to work in that arena and you feel you can, this is just the business for you. For the coaching training centers were already there, this very well adds as an additional product or additional offering, and this only adds to your revenue as well as your bottom lines. For a new business, yes, of course, there also you can look at this. In terms of the rollout, we planned, we believe in that Sahaj Pakeso Meeta Hoy. So we want to, first 3 months, we want to start off in the northern India. That's where we are placed. And though we have an office in Bombay as well, but we thought we'll start with North India for the first 3 months, and post 3 months, as we gain more traction, we'll open it for the rest of the country. I believe this is a very good product for not just for tier 1 cities, of course this is, but even for the tier 2, 3, and 4 cities, this is a brilliant product. The way this is framed and the way it can reach to every corner of the country online, and it also has live classes, by the way. From our side, what we bring to you is comprehensive support. The certifications and trainings we are bringing you are going to be world class. We will train you on our products, details of the courses. We actually plan going forwards as the number of franchisees increase. We will have every fortnight training, so that even if you have attritions, your new employees can be trained regularly. You get access to our CRM. I talked about the LMS access as well. And we convert it into the new platform. You can actually set up your own LMS within our LMS as well. And it'll come to you free for the first year. Advertising and promotions, consistent marketing support. We will conduct regular webinars, of course, even for your students. So we'll be a part of that. Support you on that. For bulk sales, there's going to be a full and assistance in team selection. Here's the investment. Very simple model. 450,000 is what you need to start. 350 is the franchise fee. Then some signage and some initial business promotion. That's it. We have shown the full year working capital, which is 685. So I mean, it's not also a very, very expensive, working capital requirement. The refundable initial inventory, you'll also have to invest in that. That's 360,000. And this is basically for each of the 3 years, 120,000. So, so the first 120,000, you can just, get back within the first month of the operations, as and when you get in the students. In terms of, just a second, I think this piece, how do we get this off? Anyways, sorry. So your revenue, the total revenue can be as high as 2 crore 25 lakhs in just this kind of an investment. And like I said, we're not putting the 20 and at 25% because that's based on your achievements. But we've put the base, which is a guaranteed 15%. You can earn almost like a 34-35 lakhs. And this is based on 50 to 80 conversions every month. So we have not taken a very high number. In case you can go higher, of course, this can only increase. We've taken all of your costs here, even taken the cost of 2 seats here. And of course, we add back your inventory. It can give you more than 1 lakh per month at an investment of 3.5 lakhs one time. So that's the potential this has, this product has, or this offering. And this, by the way, is just when we have calculated it based on Voxy. When other products join in, then that only increases your kitty. So this is right now based on what is currently there. Things are only going to be added. So you can expect this number to go up manifold. And of course, the ROI, it's a phenomenal ROI. And like I said, it's close to 5 months is your payback period. I believe you have some very great reasons to partner with us. Strong international brands we're bringing to you, world-class products, global teaching resources. The global teachers will actually be teaching these students. And of course, we bring you the technology, which is the cutting edge as of now. And we've done a lot of research. I don't think we have anything similar like Voxy in this country, even remotely similar. So that's it from my side today. I would invite you to come and make history together. Saras, I'm through with my presentation. Very happy to take on questions.
Thank you, Mr. Malhotra. Probably indeed no wonders. It's a very clean and clear presentation that we had. So friends, we are open for Q&As and we'll be more than happy to take it forward. And Mr. Malhotra, you can put the screen down now. You can do stop sharing.
Yeah, sure.
So friends, a quick recap about the same. So this is one industry which is absolutely taking a hockey stick growth because communication is something which is well versed and much required. We open different resources of income that we start. So one, of course, study abroad has widened the scope. Secondly, IELTS, people who are migrating to different countries would need that. And of course, third, the in-house consumption. In-house consumption is also required because we see a lot of education happening and under the flagship banner of Skill India, where people are now required to be skilled. And with the skill, which contributes 20% of the growth, but again, 80% the well-wishers go beyond because only of communication skills. So that's one industry which has already touched a $4 billion market and yet to grow at a capacity of 5 billion within some few years, of course. I also see the name is very inspiring because we have heard about metaverse and now we are hearing about GSEduverse. So Eduverse is a new name that Mr. Malhotra has really picked up because he's just not giving you bookish education. I really like the fact, because I myself is into learning and development field, the behavior of the young generation learning. No doubts, we are spending a lot of time on YouTube and Facebook, but again, if you start getting the recommendations connected and the VR is really giving you imaginary contribution, it helps you retain what you see, and it has been an old terminology. Offering FOFO model, franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated model. The area requirement is just 200 square feet, and as Mr. Malhotra mentioned, it would just be a requirement of 2 desks. The counselors which are required. So your existing space, if you have an institute or something, could also be turned into the same value. Investment of 4.5 lakhs is what we see, out of which the franchise fee would be 3.5, and the minimum what we just discussed, revenue share, was 15%. So friends, we are open for questions and we'll be more than happy to take all of them. And we already have questions flooding in. So I'll take up the first question. Mr. Agarwal is asking, what about immigration and visa help?
Okay.
Do we do that? Yeah.
No, not right now, but Mr. Agarwal, one of the areas of franchisees we wanted to look at was also these immigration consultants. I think I'd written it in the presentation as well. So we would love to partner with those so that can be offered to us others as well. So while you are a service provider, through this association, you may also be able to offer the services, because our platform on LMS, we are going to put these services there as well. So yes, very, very relevant. We do not provide that, but once we have these franchisees, we will start doing those cross sells as well. So that could be an additional opportunity for you. We'll be very happy to provide the platform.
So I see Mr. Anand is asking a question which says that, is it hybrid model or is it a physical or a only online model that we're working on?
So Voxy is currently an online model only. This is not a hybrid model. There are classrooms. There are live classrooms in that. And these classrooms happen 24/7. So the student can pick up whichever classroom he wants to go. And like we said, it is very personalized. So the students, let's say if the student has a grammar problem, he can go to the grammar classroom. And it's also based on the level. The platform first gauges the level of the student, and this is aligned to the international standards of CEFR, Common European Framework of Reference. So based on this, students can also actually predict their IELTS and TOEFL scores, because they are also CEFR aligned. So this first gauges, and then based on that, the student gets the content and also can go out and choose the classroom they want to be in. They will be studying with all international students. Student can do it in the afternoon in India or at night, whatever, because 24/7 the classrooms are happening. They're in 150 countries, so they're catering to almost the whole globe.
The whole globe, right.
Yeah.
Mr. Agarwal is probably just asking a few more questions, and I'll just club it up. Of course, he's endorsing that the English demand, the training institutes has really been required now. One of the reasons we also see that there are a lot of institutes who really started as mushroomed, but not very organized and not in a manner that they're giving a structured approach. So Mr. Agarwal is asking a question: if we take a franchise, what is the gestation period? How soon you'll be able to pass on the pedigree and train the people there, and how the operation works? Can you explain more on that, please?
So, great question. It typically would take about 7 to 10 days to set up the learners. So if you get them, and we're working on creating API links with our LMS. Once that happens, this 7 days will also be cut down, but at most 7 to 10 days for any learner to be registered and start learning. So if they pay today, within a week, max 10 days, they will be starting to learn. The platform is there. Like I said, it already has 27,000 lessons and 3 to 5 lessons getting added every day. So just to give you a perspective, ChatGPT just started. There are already, I think, 3 or 4 lessons on ChatGPT, and the way they do is very unique. They actually take real life content. They have HBR, which is Harvard Business Review, New York Times, Washington Post, etc. They are their partners. They pick up content from there. These are very topical contents, and then convert that into English learning. So it's like a dual thing. So while you're learning English, you also learn about other things which are happening in the world. The topics are also industry wide. So if a person, let's say, for example, if a student wants to get into hospitality industry, he or she will find tons of content around hospitality industry.
Right.
And they can actually get trained on English while also gaining knowledge about their industry. So so that's the kind of stuff. So start when they pay, they start in just about 7 to 10 days, and after that the platform takes over. They start off with what we call as a Voxy proficiency assessment. So the first thing they do is take an assessment, and our AI at the back end, it assesses, and based on that, it also gives a number. It also predicts what can be their score, or a range of score for IELTS and TOEFL, etc., and then uses that to give the content to personalize that content for the student. And student can also choose their interest areas. So just 7 to 10 days, and they're on.
That was very sounds very interesting, because conventionally what we have seen that if you get it, admitted and you start a course, you really have to go through the A, the B, the C, the D, and the F until Z. But the assessment based on artificial and the technology that using, the first person, the student gives an assessment based on the result. His course is curated and
Yes.
directly come on the part where the success path goes past. Interesting,
Exactly.
interesting. Few more questions coming up. So probably I would also like to take, because so are we now for the masses or only for the classes? Price. What is the average fee structure that we charge a student, and how long the duration is?
Yes. So see, this is like a platform, right? So you will get 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year, interventions. Now it depends where a student is. Like we said, we are very, very focused on each and every individual. One student could be, so one thing I want to make it clear: if someone does not know English at all, this is not for them. So this is not for the students who have no English at all, So, but even if the only minimum requirement is that they need to be able to read English, because the whole course is in English itself. Okay, so if you can't read English, you can right now you can't take this. We are actually looking at developing a Hindi version of, an English to Hindi version for those students. But otherwise, all of those students who have studied English till about 6th or 7th or 8th also can come here and then take their English to a very high level. So based on these, based on the CFR levels, the entry level comes to A1 level, then A2, B1, B2, and C1 and C2. C2 being the expert level, which is like literatures and stuff like that. But typically, if you see most of these international colleges, they want a B1 or a B2 level. So the IELTS score, the TOEFL score, they are all corresponding to these levels. And so it depends where a student is. If the student is at an A1 level and they have to achieve B2 level, they'll probably need a full year. But if they are already at a B1 level and want to go to B2 or a C1, maybe 3 to 6 months should be good enough for them. So it all depends upon that, and we'll of course train you on that aspect. So 3 months to 1 year. In terms of pricing, the pricing is not very, very high. It starts at about 16,500 and goes to about 66,000 rupees in between. So there are various denominations, and the minimum to maximum is this. Mostly it's actually kept on a lower side of, so we see the idea is to bring the best in the world at a reasonable prices. And of course, from time to time, we will also come out with some schemes We haven't kept too much of buffers there, but yeah, I mean, some schemes to also, make sure that the students get it. We are also in talks with some finance companies to give them, 0% EMI kind of
Payment
stuff.
arrangements, yeah.
Yeah. So we're making those arrangements already in high level discussions with one of them. So all of that will of course be there.
Great. So we got an answer that the course duration is from 3 to 12 months, depending on the assessment you do, and the course will be suggested. And the course fee starts from 16,500, goes to 60,000. That's for the duration, but completely depends on what we take. So is it typically that, for example, we are taking 20,000 rupees as a course fee, the franchisee will be getting minimum 15% of share? Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
So
we feel
15% is,
yeah, we feel the average would come between 25 to 30,000
okay.
because that's where most valuable courses are.
Yeah.
So if it's 30,000, then yes, 4,500 is definitely for the franchisee pure play, and of course, based on the performances, it could go to even 20 to 25%.
So how do you expect the rise would be? So of course, in the first month, there would be lesser students, and of course, it keeps on increasing.
Yeah.
So typically, based on the experience, how much do you think we're going to start with? Like maybe 20 students, 30 students? The way it worked past?
Yeah, it depends. I think yes. See, if there are already institutes which already have a lot of students with them, then obviously they can even start with 50, right? But yeah, I mean, for someone who's kind of getting into it or smaller in scale, then yes, you're right. I mean, we believe 20 to 30 should be the easy ones.
Well, friends, I think we can really smell the contour here, because this business is typically for people jinke paas already students hain. They can really encash it even faster than anybody else, because if you're doing any skill education, communication absolutely could be an added advantage to that. Existing school owners, people who are running schools, institutes, must for them, because this is where you don't need a skilled staff for yourself, rather because all the operations are done directly by the brand itself. The curriculum is there. You just need to have counselors who can really help these students to bridge over there. Certifications ki baat karte hain, sir. So what kind of certifications are you providing?
So this one gives you a certification. I mean, it's an international certification of Voxy, which certifies you at what level you are. So right now, I'm not sure in India this certificate, but yeah, I mean, this certificate is gaining traction because we are selling to the corporates as well. There are corporates who've taken. We just actually last week we replaced British Council in one of the large corporates. They've taken 1,000 licenses from us. Till now, they were with British Council. So they actually liked this far more than that. We've just replaced last week itself. So there also, what we are actually doing is we're going to the corporates also, even in the hospitality industry, etc., and trying to set this as a benchmark. It's not there right now, but gradually we'll get there where, a Voxy certificate of CFR level will be, because we actually helped that corporate set up for each of their job roles what is the CFR level they require, and they're using our certification, the assessment, to actually gauge. Even they're gauging their employees who have not even joined. So even at the time of recruitment, they're using this. So they're taking even standalone assessments to gauge. So it's going to gain that traction. Right now, only a couple of corporates, but yeah, it's going to increase because on the side, that effort is going on from our side.
Well, very truly said. So Mr. Malhotra just pointed out a point. Corporates could be one of the samples, because me myself working with a lot of corporates, I see that there's a need of communication to upskill their staff. And prominently, a lot of companies are really investing on their people to upskill.
Yes.
And this is where you can really break down a big deal for yourself and get good money, of course.
Yes, and we are
Mr.
very
Singh,
happy to be a part of that journey. If there are corporates or even small businesses around, you want to convert them, we'll be very happy to partner with you too.
well, a very interesting question. So, Mr. Singh, Shakti Singh is asking, what is the admission process and how much franchise partners can we have in one city? So, what is the area or territory that you're marking for the franchisee?
Okay, so right now, to be very frank, we haven't earmarked that within a city how many, but we'll keep a decent distance around. That is not something we've clearly marked out because we're just starting. So so right now we feel we'll probably get only one or two in a city. I think that's a bridge we will cross when we come across it. So.
Makes sense, because every investor would want some kind of exclusivity in that area.
And we'll take care of that. Absolutely.
I'm sure. So friends, we have already closed 15 minutes on the conversation, but it was so interesting that I still have a lot of questions to ask. But I really motivate all my friends who are watching us here live on Facebook and live here. Please call us on the hotline number, which is 97176 83838. I repeat, 97176 83838 is a hotline number. We can be also reached by writing an email to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Feedback@franchiseindia.in is our email address, and anybody and anyone who's interested to get deeper information will be happy. Rather, post this call, our key account managers would also be getting back to you. Wait for a call and do ask us that if you would like to do a one-on-one conversation, so want to see a demo that how this application works, want to see a demo class, probably want to understand more financials, the operational expenses, Mr. Malhotra will be more than happy to come live on a call, one-on-one basis, and help you understand and explore the business opportunity more.
Absolutely.
Great. So, Mr. Malhotra, before we end, as we're coming to the end of this conversation, any last notes that you want to say to our audience watching here?
Yeah, just see, I'm very, very excited. This is something which I feel, and see, our whole disposition is towards our partners and the end beneficiaries who are students. So if you see, we put a lot of focus on we call it design thinking, where you put your customer right ahead, and then you craft things out. That's how we feel, and that's how we work here at Growth Source and GSEduverse. So we are very excited to partner with you. We assure you this is a brilliant one, and we can make money together. And what excites me more than just making money, which we anyways do, is that it's giving us that opportunity to actually make impact in the lives of so many students. So if they can achieve greater heights in their lives, I think that gives me far more motivation and satisfaction than that money. But of course, that's also important. So this gives you that opportunity of both. Very excited and very eager to partner with you all and take this journey forward to success.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Malhotra, and thank you, friends. With that, I would also like to invite you to tomorrow's live webinar that we'll do at 12 o'clock. So anybody who's interested to invest in one of the growing industry, rather, which grows half an inch every month, a salon industry. If you're looking for an industry to partner with, the registrations can be done on the same hotline number that I'm also posting on the chat, and also it's 97176 83838. 97176 83838. And the last one, the world is coming here. Why are you not? So Franchise India is going to do a 19th edition show. After great success for past 18 years, we are bringing you 19th International Franchise and Retail Opportunity Show in Pragati Maidan. 15th and 16th of July are the dates where you can come and explore more than 750 brands under one roof, understand the business model, talk one-on-one, an event which is awaited across the year where the biggest transactions of the business happens. Registrations can be done by going to a website or also calling our hotline number, which I'm continuously flashing. With that, I really want to take a big thanks to you and for joining us and listening us. And probably we started with a great audience, but now probably we reduced the audience. But you are the friends, you are the real people who think that this business is for you. Because every business is not for everyone, but you've spent that time. Help us understand what are you looking for, and we'll help you do a one-on-one deal with that. Thank you all. Wish you the best day of your life you ever had. Thank you all. Take care, sir.
So much. Sir, as someone asked for the presentation and the financials, so we'll be able to send that.
Absolutely. It will be on a one-on-one basis, sir. Any presentations, any information that you're looking for, it will be one-on-one basis. And friends, if you want to listen to this conversation again, if you missed, just come on Franchise India YouTube page, click on the live section or videos. You will see this webinar right there once after 5 minutes from now. So thank you all. Have the best day.
Thank you. All the best and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Malhotra. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.